and welcome back to EduRead's Direction Test Explanation and Solution series. In this video, we will be discussing the fourth set of 10 questions that are commonly asked in direction test for placement and general competition exams. Direction tests are a vital topic in aptitude reasoning that require individual to have strong spatial reasoning and problem solving skills. In this series, we are covering various types of questions that are commonly asked in direction tests, including questions on distance, direction, angle, and more. We will provide clear explanation and step-by-step solution to each question and offer helpful tips and tricks to help you improve your performance on these types of questions. To practice direction test effectively, it's essential to understand the underlying concepts and develop your problem-solving skills. One effective way to practice is to start with simpler questions and gradually move on to more challenging questions. Additionally, drawing diagrams or maps and visualizing the directions and distances can also help you better understand the problem. And by this video or by using these videos, we help you improve all these things. So by the end of this video, you will have gained a better understanding of direction tests and be prepared to tackle these types of questions in your placement or general competition exams. So let's get started with the fourth set of the questions. So our very first questions of fourth set is: Amit travels 15 km eastward, then turned left and travelled 5 kilometers, then turned left and travelled 15 kilometers. How far was Amit from the starting point? And the options are A 5 km, B 15 km, C 30 km, and D 30. So Amit starts and travels 15 kilometers in east direction. So basically, if we consider his starting point from here like this, so he has traveled 15 kilometers that way in the east direction and turned left. So basically this will, if his position is facing in this direction, the eastward direction, then the right will be in the downward direction and the left will be the upward direction. So he took a left turn and walks for 5 kilometers. So after completing the 5 kilometer, he then turned left again. So after, like when you are facing the north direction, then the left will be like this and right will be like this. So by facing this direction, he took a left turn and walks for 15 more kilometers. Then turned, here at this point, he has completed the journey. Now, how far was Amit from the starting point? So after reaching his destination, he is here and he has started his journey from here. So we can say that this is completely forming a rectangle. So this direction, this direction will be equal to this direction, or this direction will be equal to this direction. Hence, we can say that he is 5 kilometers far from the starting point, because this is the starting point and this is the destination or final point. So the distance between these two is 5 kilometers. Hence the answer for this question is option A, 5 kilometers. Our next question is: Ganesh cycled towards southwest a distance of 8 meters. Then he moves towards east a distance of 20 meters. From there he moves towards northeast a distance of 8 meters. Then he moved towards west a distance of 6 meters. From there he moved towards west a distance of 6 meters. From there he moved towards northeast a distance of 2 meters. Then he moved towards a distance of 4 meters and then towards southwest 2 meters and stops at that point. How far is he from the starting point? And the options are A 10 meters, B 6 meters, C 12 meters, and D 8 meters. Now, this question is basically saying that Ganesh cycles towards southwest in a distance of 8 kilometers. So if we took this as a reference, then maybe this is the west, east, north and south. So yeah, uh, took his cycle and cycles for 8 kilometers in the southwest direction, and then he moved towards east direction. So after completing the 8 meters 8 meters journey, then he took east direction and travels for 20 meters. Then from there he moved towards northeast direction. So from here, after completing the 20 meters, he just took the northeast direction. The distance between north and the direction between north and east will be the northeast direction. So he took the northeast direction. Now in the northeast direction he again traveled for 8 meters, and then he moved towards a west direction. So after completing the 8 meter, he took the west here. So west direction, and cycled for 6 meter. From there he moved towards a distance of 6 meters. So by facing this, he took the 6 kilometers, and from there he moved towards northeast, a distance of 2 meters. So again from here at this point he moved to northeast direction, which is parallel to this one. So he took the northeast direction again and cycled for 2 meters. Now after that he moved towards a distance of 4 meters. Then he moved towards a distance of 4 meters in the west direction for 4 meters. In the west direction he again moved to the west direction and traveled for 4 meters. Then towards southwest. Then south is here and west is here. So here he moved to the southwest direction and traveled for 2 meters. Then he moved towards a distance of 4 meter, and southwest. So at southwest here at this point he stopped. So basically he started his journey from here, completing all the way from here, and here he stopped here. Now at that point we have to find how far is he from the starting point. So it is very simple, because starting point is here and he stopped here. So we have to find the distance between these 2 points, which we have assumed to be x. Now the thing is, this will be equals to this plus this plus this. Hence if we consider it as x, so x will be equals to 20 minus 6 minus 4, which is then equals to 20 minus 10, which is equals to 10 meters. Hence from starting point he is 10 meters away. Hence the answer for this question is option A, 10 meters. Now our third question is, a man facing south turns to his left and walked 10 meter. Then he turned to his right and walked 10 meter. Then he turned to his left and walked 15 meter. Again he turned to his left and walked 5 meter. And then he turned to his left and walked 15 meter. In which direction he is facing now? And the options are A north, B east, C west, and D south. Basically this question is saying that the man is facing south, turned to his left and walks 10 meter. So the man is facing the south direction, and from south left will be like this and right will be like this from south. So if he is facing the south direction, left is like this and right be like this. So facing south direction he took a left turn and walked for 10 kilometers. Then he took his right and walked 10 meters. So by facing this way, this is the right and this is the left. So he took a right turn and walked for 15 meters. Then again he turns to his left and walked for 5 meters. So by facing south, we know that this is the left turn. So he took the left and walked for 5 meters, and then he turns to his left and walked for 15 meters. So by facing this is left, this is right, so he took a left turn and walked for 15 meters. Now in which direction he is facing now? So it is pretty simple, which is the north direction, because the arrow is like this and he is in the left direction, which is going like this. Hence the answer for this question is option A, north. Now our question number 4 is, a man drives his car 50 km towards eastward direction. He turned right, went for 30 km. Then he turned west and drive for 10 km. How far is he from the starting point? And the options are A 20 km, B 50 km, C 60 km, and D 100 km. So this question is basically saying that a man drives his car 50 km towards eastward direction. So here a man will be the man will be starting point of the man will be like this, and he took 50 kilometers. He drove 50 kilometers in the eastward direction. Then he turned right and went for 30 kilometers. So by doing that, right turn will be like this and left turn will be like this, and because he is facing that way, so he took right turn and drove for 30 kilometers. Now then he turned west and drive for 10 kilometers. So then he turned west, which is this way. So he turned west and drove for 10 kilometers. How far is he from the starting point? So from the starting point, this is the starting point and he is here right now. So the shortest distance if we find, then this is something like this. So if we see this is form something, if we join this will form something rectangle, and this will form something a triangle, and if we put Pythagoras theorem in this triangle, then we can easily find the distance between A and D. So we know the distance between these two points and these two points. So it is very easy for us to find the distance between A and D. So we have seen that this is something parallel. Everything is going parallel. So the distance will be like 10 kilometers. And if we join these points, then this distance will be equal to this distance, which is 30 kilometers. So we have here this is 10 kilometers. Then if we subtract 10 kilometers from the whole, then we will able to find this distance, which is 40 kilometers. So we have base, we have height, which is 30 kilometer, base, which is 40 kilometers. So it is very easy to find the hypotenuse. So by applying the Pythagoras theorem here, we will find the hypotenuse, which is AD, or the distance between A and D. So after applying that, we got under root 40 square plus 30 square, which is then combined to get under root 2500, and finally we got as 50 kilometer as an answer, and the distance between A and D. Hence we can say that he is 50 kilometers away from the starting point, and the answer is option B. Question number 5 is, Vivek and Shivam starts from a fixed point. Vivek moves 3 km towards north and turns right and then covers 4 km. Shivam moves 5 km west and turns right and walks 3 km. Now, how far they are apart? And the options are option A 8 km, option B 6 km, option C 9 km, and option D 10 km. So Vivek and Shivam start from a fixed point, and Vivek moves 3 km north and turns right. So okay, if we see, the fixed point would be like this, and Vivek, from this point, Vivek moves 3 km north from this point and turns right and walks for covers 4 kilometers. And Shivam moves 5 kilometer west. So from this point west will be like this, and he covers 5 kilometer and then turns right. So right, by facing this, right will be here and left is here. So right, he took right turn and he is at here, covers 3 kilometer. Now how far they are they apart? So it is pretty easy, because from starting this point, this is the parallel, so we can say that here the distance between this and the distance between this will be the distance between Shivam and Vivek. So from here, Vivek has covered 4 meter, and from here to here Shivam has covered 5 kilometers. So they are both 5 plus 4 9 kilometers apart or far from each other. Hence the option C, 9 kilometer, is the right answer for the fifth question. Now our question number 6 is, a child is looking for his father. He went 90 meters in the east before turning to his right. He went 20 meters before turning to his right again to look for his father and his uncle's place 30 meters from this point. His father was not there. From here, he went 100 meters to his north before meeting his father in a street. How far did the son meet his father from the starting point? And the options are A, 100 meter, B, 260 meter, C, 140 meter, and D, 80 meters. Now, the question number 6 is basically saying that a child is looking for his father. He went 90 meters in the east before turning to his right. So, firstly, like A will be the child, or this will be the starting point. So, from here, he had covered 90 kilometers in the eastward direction. Then he turns right. Then if we are facing this eastward direction, then right will be like this and left will be like this. So he took right turn and covers 20 meters. Yeah. Sorry, not 90 meters. Yeah, 90 meters. So he covered 20 meters in the southward direction. Now after that, again he looked for his father at the uncle's place 30 meters from this point. So basically from here, his uncle's place is 30 meters away. So in the way, what we can say, he went 20 meters from his right before turning to his right again to look for his father at his uncle's place 30 meters from this point. Yeah, and his father was not there. From here he went 100 meters to north. So basically from here uncle's destination is in the right. He took right basically to approach his uncle's destination, but his father was not here at uncle's place as well. So he went 100 meters in the north. So he again went 100 meters like this from here, and before meeting his father in a street. So how far did the son met his father from the starting point? So here he found his father on the street, and we have to find the distance between the starting point and the point where he met with his father. So basically it is completely the same procedure with what we have gone through on the fourth question, but yeah, let's see. So at first this distance was 90 meters and this distance was 30 meters. So if we see this is intersecting this line, and we can say that this is completely straight, or this is a perpendicular maybe. So this distance will be 30 again, because this is completely parallel. So this will be 30 and this will be 20, and we already know that the whole distance is 100, and if we subtract this 20, then in the upward we will get 80 meters. And if we subtract from we know that this is completely 90 meters, and if we subtract this 30 meters, then we will get 60 meter in this side. So we have to find the distance between A and B like this. So we have to apply the Pythagoras theorem to find the distance between A and B, and we already have base which is 60 meters and we have height which is 80 meters. So by using that, if we see, AB will be equals to under root 60 square plus 80 square, and we will get as under root 10,000 square, and if we solve it again, we will get 100 meters as an answer. Hence, before meeting, from the starting point to meet his father, he was 100 meters. 100 meters was the distance between the starting point and the point where he met with his father. Hence, the answer is option A, 100 meters. Now, our question number 7 is, Pran and Khan starts from their office and walk in opposite directions, each traveling 10 km. Pran then turns left and walks 10 km, while Khan turns right and walks 10 km. How far they are now from each other? And the options are A 10, B 5, C 20 and D 0 kilometers. So question number 7 is saying basically Pran and Khan started from their office and walk in opposite direction, each traveling 10 kilometers. So if we see, the office will be like this at here, and they both, like Pran and Khan, after leaving the office, they both move in the opposite direction. So if we took this direction for Pran and this direction for Khan, the opposite ones, then Pran turns left and walks 10 kilometers. So by using that, after covering 10 kilometers from office, Pran took left and walks for 10 kilometers, and while Khan turns right and walks for 10 kilometers. So by using the downward direction, this will be the right and this will be the left. So he took right turn and walks for 10 kilometers again. Then how far they are now from each other? So if we see that both of them covered almost equal distance, because not equal, equal distance maybe we can say, because from office they have Khan moved in the opposite direction, but they traveled same distance, which is 10 kilometers. Then he took left, he took right from their places and walked for 10 kilometers again. So the difference is very same. Hence, the distance between Pran and Khan will be like the distance between addition of this distance and addition of this distance. So we know that this is 10, this is 10, which will then combine to form a distance of 20 kilometers, and hence we can say that Pran and Khan are 20 kilometers away from each other, which is our option C. So our next question is, Rama travels 10 kilometers towards the north, turns left and travels 4 kilometers, and then again turns right and covers another 5 kilometers, and then turns right and travel another 4 kilometers. How far is he from the starting point? And the options are A 19 kilometers, B 5 kilometers, C 15 kilometers and D 10 kilometers. Question number 8 is basically saying that Rama travels 10 kilometers towards north. So it is simple. Rama, let's take the starting point of Rama is here. So he traveled 10 kilometers in the northward direction. Then he turns left and travels for 4 kilometers. So facing north direction, this will be left, this will be right. So he took a left turn and walks for 4 kilometers again. Then turns right and covers 5 kilometers. So facing this way, right will be like this, left will be like this. So he took a right turn and covers 5 kilometer journey. Then turns right again and travels for another 4 kilometers. So by facing this north direction, we know that this is right. So yeah, he covers in the right direction 4 kilometers again. Now how far is he from the starting point? So starting point is here, and if we see, this is parallel to like this. So here, so if we add this distance and this distance, which is equals to 5 kilometers, because after taking this is parallel, 4 kilometers and 4 kilometers are parallel, so we can add these 5 kilometer in this. So the required distance will become 10 plus 5 is equals to 15 kilometers, and hence we can say that he is 15 kilometers away from his starting point. So our question number 9 is, Peter walked 8 kilometers west and turned right and walked 3 kilometers. Then again he turned right and walked 12 kilometers. How far is he from the starting point? And the options are A 8, B 4, C 5 and D 7. Now Peter walked 8 kilometers west and turned right. So basically Peter walked, this is the starting point of Peter, and Peter walked 8 kilometers in the west direction and turned right. So this will be right, this will be left, and walked for 3 kilometers after taking the right turn. Again he turned right and walked for 12 kilometers. So here in the north direction, we know that right is like this, left is like this. So he took right turn and walked for 12 kilometers. Now we have to find how far is he from the starting point. So starting point is here, his final point is here. So we have to find the distance between P and Q, because I have considered this as a P and this is Q. Now if we see this, if we join this some sort of things, then we will find that this is making a triangle and this is making a rectangle, and we know that this distance is completely parallel with this. So this, after joining, this distance will be like 8 kilometers, and if we subtract this distance from the whole, then we will get this 4 kilometers for this distance. Now this is something parallel to this, so we can say that this is 3 kilometers. And by applying Pythagoras theorem, we can find the distance between P and Q, which is under root 3 square plus 4 square, which is then equals to under root 25, which gives 5 kilometers as an answer. Hence, the answer for this question is option C, 5. So our last and final question for the set 4 is, facing the east, Gopi walks straight 4 kilometers. Turns left and walks 3 km, and again turns left and walks 4 km. How far is he now from the starting point? And the options are A 11 km, B 3 km, C 10 km and D 2 kilometers. The last question of this set is saying that facing the east, Gopi walks straight 4 km. So this will be the starting point of Gopi, and facing the east he walked straight 4 kilometers that way and turns left. So yeah, if this is the direction, then right will be like this and left will be like this. So he has taken the left direction and covers 3 kilometers. Again turns left and walks for 4 kilometers. So by facing north, we know that left is like this and right is like this. So taking left turn, he has covered 4 kilometers. How far is he now from the starting point? Which is very simple. 3 kilometers away from his starting point he is now, because this is some sort of thing which is this direction is equal, this distance is equal. So obviously this will be equals to this, and hence we can say that he is 3 kilometers away from the starting point, which is our option number B. So that's all for this video on direction test explanations and solution by EduRead. We hope that you found this video helpful and informative in your preparation for placement and general competition exams. Direction test can be challenging, but with practice and persistence, you can improve your performance and excel in these types of questions. Remember to take your time, read the question and Pay attention to details such as orientation, directions, and distances. Drawing diagrams and maps can also be helpful in visualizing the problem and finding the correct solution. So, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment sections below. And if you found this video helpful, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We will be back soon with the 5th video in our direction test explanation and solution series, where we will discuss the next set of 10 questions. So stay tuned and we will see you in the next video. And at last, thank you so much for watching and supporting our videos.